is where the fun begins. This is where the fun begins. This is where the fun. This is where the fun. This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Toy Anxiety. We're back. We're back. What is going on, YouTube? Welcome.
Oh, you're muted. Craig,
Cat just ran
your
by.
sound.
Something happened to sound.
Nothing?
Oh no.
Can you hear me, Ryan?
I can hear you. You sound great.
All right, there we go.
Can I hear Abby?
Can you hear me? Stepping up the beat?
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, okay, I can hear you. That's fantastic.
Holy
Get
shit.
that done now.
That's a record time for technical difficulties coming back from vacation, but the cat hit the thing. Oh, here we go. Hi,
Blame it on
everybody.
Jonesy.
Welcome to the show. Craig Goldberg with you, live on a Tuesday night with my Toy Anxiety crew. Welcome, everybody. Let's send a big happy birthday to Jacob Walsh, who is not going to be with us tonight.
Yeah, the chat's freaking out about it.
Jacob is en route to his home for
Where there's cake
all-
waiting.
There's cake waiting. No, we just got back from Comic-Con. We actually flew through the night with a connection. We took the red eye. We got a little caught up on
Like
sleep
toy
today.
connections?
It was a toy connection.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, lack of good toy stores in our airports.
Airports?
You
Yeah, not a place to go for like vintage.
Not a place to go for vintage toys. But in all seriousness, Jacob is heading to his home, so he's off tonight. But we will not take the evening off. There is no, what is it? No rest for the wicked. Is that a thing people say?
For the weary?
For the weary. I
No,
don't
I'm
know.
pretty
I think
sure
that
it's
was
for the wicked.
for the wicked. That's from a song, I think. But anyways,
For the wicked.
hey Ryan, thank you
For the
so
wicked.
much for holding down the fort last week with Dan Larson last Friday night, covering some of those initial reveals. You guys had a great time. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Completely
So
forgot
thanks
to
for doing
talk
that.
about the cat's lair. We completely forgot about it. Put it on the thumbnail. We had Super 7 and NECA ready to talk about. We were like, let's talk about Crystar.
Dude, that was like total thumbnail anxiety, you know? But that's okay.
It wasn't, but it was funny. I thought it was funny that we did that.
Yeah. So we're gonna have some fun tonight. Let's say hi to our other co-host, Abigail Gardner. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. I wanted to be here. I'm fighting exhaustion. We did do like a red eye connecting flight, and but yeah, I love my crew. I'm still riding all the SDCC excitement, so I kind of wanted to, I want to be here. I want to say hi to everyone and say hi to all my friends that I made at Comic-Con and new people I met, and I just want to thank everyone for coming out to the panel or for watching it on Geek Dad's stream, because that meant a lot.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get that out of the way, and we'll say hi to the chat in just a few minutes, and we'll get into some of this San Diego Comic-Con discussion. Tonight's topic will be who won SDCC, because it's really important for us to pit all of the toy companies against each other, because everything is a competition.
I thought it was about the tubers. I was going to say, I think Mad Hatter won. That last video he posted, he wins.
He wins.
Yes.
Huge shout out to our great friend Jay from Geek Dad Life, who really kind of set the bar for coverage. The guy is a maniac. He put, there was a couple times I was like, I'm gonna go do a Super 7 booth video, and I'm like, you know what, Jay, you've already done it. You did it better than I would have. So have a great time. Jay's amazing.
Can I talk about that video for a hot second?
Sure. Go for it.
I want Jay and Kyle to do a road trip across America together, and I want them to film it. Those two
Yeah.
have such. John's not watching this, so I'm not worried that he's going to come after me for saying this. But I think Kyle and Jay have so much funny, good chemistry that it made that whole video so much fun to watch.
And just think, we brought them together. If you think about it,
it's true. We smoothed over their differences. They stopped fighting, and now they're best friends. It's like stepbrothers.
You know what?
It's really incredible.
We could solve the American political system if people from both sides could just find common ground in a cat's lair. We could really bust some heads, turn some ghosts.
Yeah.
We'll do something.
If everyone just got to buy a latte, yeah, right. Abby's right.
So, anyways, huge shout out to Jay, who ran the Toy Tubers Unite panel, which was amazing. Like, it was a really great time. We've got Pixel Dan, who was on the panel with us, Kevin from Toying Around, Mad Hatter Toy Reviews, and of course Jacob, Abigail, myself, and Geek Dad. Abby, we had a great crowd, great turnout.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was everything I hoped it would be. It was like a nice library, cool auditorium room, great acoustics. Right across the street from 7-Eleven, so you get some coffee and donuts right beforehand.
It was great. We got to meet so many cool listeners, and I don't want to shout out I don't want to miss anybody, but SoCal was there, SoCal Shallon, and Kayla was there, and Retro Cabal, and just a bunch of other people, YHS listeners, Toy Anxiety listeners, Geek Dad Life folks. And I think we maybe even, got some new people on board who didn't maybe know about the whole YouTube toy world. So shout out to Jay for streaming that on his channel. You can still find the video and hear us talking about some of the exclusives. I was talking to Ryan and Abby before we went on. I said, in classic YHS Toy Anxiety fashion, I just read Jay's breakdown for the panel of what we're going to be talking about like 20 minutes ago. I never saw it.
So are you prepared now?
Now I'm ready to talk.
Okay.
There you go. And then let's go ahead and say to all of our friends, all the toy companies, Kyle, who we've gotten to know at Super 7 over the last couple weeks, Trevor and the whole NECA crew, Peter and Hector at Mondo. Who am I forgetting here?
Ryan Ting and Dan Yun.
Ryan Ting, guys, you don't understand how busy Ryan and Dan are running the Marvel booth at the Hasbro booth. These guys are on stage all weekend. Working unbelievably hard, the hardest working guys in the business. And Ryan, I'm telling you guys, this was like a mile walk to get to our panel. It was way off site. Ryan and Peter took time out of their extremely busy schedules to make their way to the panel, so we appreciated that. And but yeah, Marvel absolutely killed it. We did get to go to the Marvel Legends panel. Abby, we did not make it in to the Star Wars panel, even though we had some line assistance.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
we got like the alley-oop help hookup type deal from Geek Dad Life, which was super kind.
Well, Colleen went,
and Colleen was there too, and she
went early to get the line, but they fucked up the line.
Yeah, it was really, I really appreciate that. So shout out to Colleen for like holding our spot. Wish we could have gotten in, but it was a fun time hanging out either way.
Do you want to hear what I heard from insiders at the con?
Tell me. I would love to know.
That you guys were not let in because Abby went in and destroyed the Star Wars booth at the Hasbro breakfast.
I got us blacklisted. No doubt.
You know what? I have to get. I'm going to share that image. I don't think a lot of people have seen it, but I think it's too. It
is my favorite thing to come out of the convention.
Yeah,
it's too
important. It's so toy anxiety.
It is.
It's the most toy anxiety thing.
It's extremely
of all
appropriate.
Time. So yeah, thank you to Hasbro. Ryan Ting invited us out to the breakfast. Abby, what did you think of the PR breakfast over there overlooking Petco Park
Skyline,
where the Padres
rooftop
play?
Breakfast? That everything about that was awesome. Like I want to go to that every single year. You have like unlimited coffee and juices, and then they had like a really nice breakfast spread that you could like go out and see everything. It was a really fantastic view, but then once you go inside, it's just like basically sensory overload of like all their new product out. And everyone is basically there filming, getting cool content, and taking in all the new stuff. And there was a lot of nice stuff on display that was very well set up. And I did my best to not knock knock most of it over.
Let me set this up. Okay. So we're at the breakfast and they have the different groups, the different, brands within Hasbro set up. So there's like a Magic the Gathering section, Dungeons and Dragons, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, etc. And we were talking to Ryan and Dan over at the Marvel booth, and we said, hey, let's get a picture together, because that's a nice thing to do. You see these guys online all the time. You want to capture the moment. So we decided to get a picture with Ryan and Dan. And as we're doing that, Abby turns, and her bag that she has, what is it, a Jar Jar book bag?
Jar Jar Binks Loungefly backpack, yeah.
Yes, the Jar Jar bag knocks over some of the Star Wars display just as Jacob is taking the photo.
Mm-hmm.
So without further ado, for those who have not seen this,
yeah,
this is what happened.
God, I wish there was film of the moment. I'm just there realizing, and I heard the deep resonating voice of Patrick behind me. I was like, oh, I've done it now. I've got us all
like
Black Series listed, as Davey Stockrocker said.
I've done it now. Oh my God.
I like how Patrick has like his saber ready to like shank.
Yeah, he's like, seriously, if you take one step further, if you knock this nubs over, you're done.
So the funny thing is that there's Jacob realized what was happening and just started going like 20 photos. So we might be able to make like a cool flip book where you see Patrick like leaning in.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. Maybe we can get it animated. Yeah, it was a really fun, like, classic moment on so many notes, because I'm famous for the interrupting Jar Jar. I'm always bringing Jar Jar in and interrupting things and pissing Craig off.
Ryan is so.
I'm also known for having, do a couple little whoopsies, spills, and falls and such.
First of all, look how awesome Dan and Ryan look.
Yeah. Happy
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
this
I'm
is
so sorry. Hey,
this is me going, guys, please don't make a scene as we completely make a scene. So Patrick dove in, photobombed us, which literally, if you know the history of toy anxiety and our relationship with Star Wars and Hasbro. Oh, man.
Wow. Davey Stockrocker said that I look elegant while I'm doing this.
You do look elegant.
Yeah,
this is
that's the whole thing. It's that look back of like, that you're doing, which is that's fucking killing me. Patrick looks like he's about to stab you, and then the other 4 feet guys are just like, yo. It's just so good.
That is a classic, Abby.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I was having too much fun.
It was
too
really
much caffeine, too little sleep.
Cartman wants to know,
it had to
Jacob,
be the Jar Jar backpack. It just makes it so much better.
Yeah.
Is Jacob standing on a ladder? Or is he really that tall? Well, part of it is the angle, but Jacob is tall. Jake's probably like 6'3" or 6'4". So yeah, it was a really great moment, and I believe this will be a t-shirt at some point. It sums up the whole Comic-Con experience.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle says it's a good thing we kept Cat's Lair in a case.
Oh yeah, it really is.
Yep, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, I'm a force to be reckoned with.
We have a couple super chats I'm going to acknowledge right now.
We should say hi to the chat.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get to our super chats and we'll say hi. Retro Cabal, missed you, Ryan. Yes, we all missed Ryan.
It's good seeing him also at the panel, if we haven't mentioned that.
Yep, Allison Troy, classic Abby, absolutely. So let's go ahead and say hi to the chat. Thank you guys for being here. We got a lot to cover. Stanley's here, Dora Laxon, Kyle, Graphic Knight, Allison Troy, Cartman Bra, Justin Nicolosi, Free Reign, Davey Sockrocker, T Molly, Matt Bush, Cone Killer, Confusor, Stephen Lawrence, Too Bad Dad, Retro Cabal, Nolan, Davey, I think we said hi, but here's double. The Soul of the Mind, Daniel Quay. Let's see, Toying Around. Hello, Kevin. Thank you so much. We're going to be doing some content exchanges. We'll be on your show. You'll be on ours. It'll be fantastic. I love the synergy in going on in the toy community. Peak Obi-Wan, SoCal is here. Chris Hernandez, James Vinipole, McFly Toys, and Denzen's Free Reign, Geek Dad Life, Thanos Copter, and so on and so on. So many of you guys joining us here live on a Tuesday night. Yes, this is a really great comment, and I want to kind of start here before we get into pickups and start talking about Comic-Con. David says, I saw Patrick at Comic-Con. He really does work hard. Guys, you can... Oh, and of course, our great friend Attack Peter is here. You cannot overstate how hard all these guys who run these booths are working. It is a marathon. It starts well before the folks get there. They are there setting up all day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It is long, long days, long hours. But speaking specifically about the Hasbro team, everybody over there killed it. Thank you so much to Chris and Jing, who I did an interview with after the Ghost reveal. It's on the channel. Go check it out. Yeah, it was just good.
Was there too?
I'm sorry?
Emily was there as well.
Yeah,
G.I. Joe team, right?
Emily and Lenny, we didn't really get a chance to interact much with the G.I. Joe folks this year, but again, like, we saw the...
Always killing it, and always working so hard.
Where's
the
Pam? Did anyone ask where's Pam?
No sign of Pam. It's getting a little weird. But that's okay. She'll be back, probably.
Okay, all right.
So okay. So here's one thing. I have one pickup to show off, but a lot of our pickups we had to get shipped back. So we won't have them for a couple days. So we'll probably punt some of that stuff till next week. But I do have one thing to show that I was able to bring back. And then Abby, do you have some stuff to show off?
Yeah, I've got like a little appetizer. Just a little taste of what's to come.
Little
Abby appetizer. Yeah, I found a toy store that I didn't expect to happen upon yesterday at the mall. So yeah, I picked up a couple things.
Cool.
Was it the airport toy store?
Well, it's like the mall toy
like the
store.
Outdoor mall toy store.
Oh.
Yeah. And Jacob's with happy birthday. He's listening and driving. Please be safe.
Be safe, Jacob.
Yeah,
you're very missed.
Very missed.
If you're listening, everyone said happy birthday.
It was great.
Yeah. And enjoy the cake waiting for you at home.
Yes. So, Ryan, did you pick anything up this week? I know you were out of town. You were out there on the farm.
Yeah. I got a bunch of stuff. Not like
you want to start us off?
Not like a ton of... Sure, I can start it off. Us off. These ones arrived like right before I got them. Like the day before I left. So I finally got my hands on the retro Spider-Man from the first wave of these. And these are like crazy expensive now for whatever reason. But we able to score one for $20 each. And I grabbed it. So this is, Spider-Man. Just the retro style, red and blue, normal Spider-Man. But that's not all for Spider-Man. VHS showed up. Doc Ock, an Aunt May 2-pack. I have not opened this up yet.
Love that.
I'm going to open it up. Yeah, I'm going to open this baby up during Extreme tonight and play with it then. But I'm very, very, very excited that this got made because I've been waiting for an Aunt May. So this is very, very exciting to me. And I did pre-order that Spider-Man Smythe 2-pack. I'll show a couple of things off that I got from home too while I'm here, like just while I'm doing this, because then I'm almost done and we can kind of carry on. To carry on with our Sesame Street PVCs, I got a Grover holding flowers.
Nice.
Love that. That makes me miss the things I got.
Yeah, we're the #1 Sesame Street podcast. As
we really
well
are.
As weather, sports, and politics in Sesame Street. So we're here
crafts.
to look, and crafts. We're here to teach you about all this stuff. Like we're an educational podcast, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I also brought back. I kept mentioning them last time because I kept leaving them downstairs. But they're here with me now. I have some monsters in my pocket.
Ooh.
That I brought back with me. My dear brother found them in a bin, and these are vintage, very early 90s. I can't remember who made them. Someone in the chat will probably know. I do have some doubles. I was thinking about doing the doubles as a giveaway, maybe.
Okay.
At some point. this one here.
That's a good prize.
Nice
Yeah.
rare. This was an exclusive to a cereal box. This one goes for 3 digits now, which I think is absolutely insane.
You got doubles of that?
No, I
Like
do
over
not.
like over $100 for that?
Yeah, some of these go for like $100 and $150, and they're like tiny. Yeah, but I got almost done going through. Almost done. Right, we got the beast there, Jekyll Hyde, and then of course my favorite Phantom of the Opera.
Those are
I got
cool.
those. And Craig, I got one more thing, so I'm just gonna finish it up.
Yeah, go for it. We're in no rush, so
Yeah,
go for
take
it.
your time.
Well, it's more like I just didn't want to hog all the time, is what I'm saying for the pick.
You want hog? You'll be a time hog.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be a time hog. And today I ordered a vintage collection figure that I could, but I missed. For some reason, I thought I ordered them, but they came out with 2 officers at the same time, so I got confused on which one I pre-ordered and which one I didn't. Okay. And then when I remembered which one that I didn't, he started to be like sold out everywhere. So I couldn't even pre-order him because it was sold out. But then he showed up. He could deliver him today from Amazon, and they put it in a box too small for the card. Admiral Piet in his very damaged, dented card. But I need it. I'm going to open him. Of course I am. I've also pre-ordered that 4-pack of Imperial officers.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about
Pulse
that
as well.
Yeah,
and we'll talk about those. But I needed him. I never had him. I think this is like one of the few times. This is the only time I think they've made him in vintage collection. I think he might have came in like a multi-pack at some point. I should have really done my research. But anyways, regardless,
doesn't matter.
I don't own him. And I wanted to, because he's one of the only Imperial officers to survive longer than 2 minutes talking to Darth Vader.
So you have like mad respect for him.
Yeah, he lasted Empire and Jedi. So
That's
mad
awesome.
Props to Admiral Piet. You
Very
clearly do good work, right?
Survivor.
You're efficient. So,
He's a survivor. Right? Very, very
you'll
cool.
work a lot harder if you know your employer is going to kill you.
What is it about? Like, even though when you want to open a figure, it's still annoying when it's damaged because you want to get that pristine, nice looking package. Like, you don't want to.
I want to be the one to damage it, not somebody else.
Yeah. I don't want the guy on Amazon to damage my shit.
Like, hey, that's for me to wreck.
Right.
Get out of here.
Well, very cool. I only have one thing to show off, and I'll have more next week. So I was pretty judicious with my spending, and I was pretty picky and choosy about which exclusives I wanted to get. So I'll go into more detail about that next week. But I was able to buy and pick up and bring home the Super 7 Acme boxed reaction figures from Roger Rabbit, which we talked about a lot. Between Super 7 and Mezco 5 points, I have got a collection in mind. So I'm not going to pop all these open yet, but the packaging on these is really, really cool. So you got Roger there, and then you've got Judge Doom over here, who we all know killed Eddie Valiant's brother by dropping a piano on his head. Spoilers. But these are incredible. And Super 7 had a really amazing booth, lots of great selections this year. And I don't even know like what Geek Dad says I should have done my checked box tray. What is the checked box tray?
What is that?
What is that? Maybe he said it in a video. Like, does it check all the boxes? I don't know what that is, but anyways, he'll explain. So I have got more pickups from Comic-Con next week coming in. But like I said, I had to ship those back. But this is a great little set. So super happy to pick that up. And I'm going to now have to get the other Roger Rabbit reaction figures.
Yeah.
Along with all of the Simpsons reaction figures and all of the Disney reaction figures.
I missed out on all those Roger Rabbit ones. I did the old, I'll get those later.
Yeah.
And I think that's called classic Jacob Walsh behavior. And
it is.
Yeah, I did. I pulled a Jacob Walsh and I didn't, I sat on it and then I was like, I saw those exclusives and I was like, okay, I think it's time for me to dive right in head first. Right. No cares, right? You only live once. think as the
Don't
kids
think
say.
too hard. Yeah.
Yeah,
As the children say.
As children
Actually,
say.
people do say that. I got a text from a listener that just said tomorrow's not guaranteed. Live for today, which is really great. That's a
if
great
you're rich.
saying.
Yeah.
But also, I was like, do you know something I don't? It was a
Yeah.
pretty ominous text, buddy.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. So, anyways, well, before we start really digging into what happened with all the company reveals at Comic-Con, Abby, do you have anything?
Yeah, I
to
do.
share?
I do. And we were actually just talking about the damaged box thing, and mine kind of pertains to that. Got back from the airport today, and I went into my backpack to pull out one of the things that I bought, and the box is pretty badly smashed.
But you did that.
But I did it. I did it myself. So I'm okay with it. But also, what the fuck? This is the Penguin family. They're so cute. I was literally looking at these. We were eating at, I don't remember which restaurant. It was a True Kitchen. And I was looking at the Calico Critters website, and I was looking through some of the new stuff, and I saw this Penguin family. They have like a summer type feel to them with like ice cream cones.
Yeah, because they come with an ice cream stand.
Yeah, but then look on the back. You see, this is like their little winterized version with those goggles. Those are so cute. So I was literally, yeah, I think they're skating with their family. So that's like the other like costume change they do. But we were walking around the mall like right after we ate, and I had just been looking at this and planning to buy it when I saw it like in store, which never happens.
Abby is having a serious, and this all starts with Trevor from NECA, but at one point we went up to the NECA booth, and there was random NECA employees in the back on Amazon ordering Calico Critters.
Dude, you have to attribute the fever started with Trevor. Like
Right.
That's where it started. I caught it, got the itch.
But then multiple
Calico
people,
fever.
a couple listeners, Kyle from Super 7, people were giving you Calico Critters throughout the weekend.
Yeah, excuse me. It's awesome. I've somehow figured out a way that like people will give me what I want, which is Calico Critters. And I've got a nice collection. I want to shout out to Kyle, and shout out to Jess, friend of the show, good friend of Jake's. She gave me some really good. She had like a whole family of little guys waiting for me, which was so nice. Like when I first got to the hotel. So yeah, I've amassed a lot of vintage and just kind of like Lucy's of my critters. So I'm kind of thinking about branching out to my Calico corner room and starting to reconfigure and construct those shelves, and maybe do like a time-lapse video or like some, kind of as I build it, like an unbox stuff. I'd like to kind of make something out of that. So
cool. Hey, by the way, before we go any further, everybody, we are going to do our Patreon only after show tonight, Extreme Toy Anxiety. If you want to get in on the YHS and Toy Anxiety Patreon, it's patreon.com/yeshavesome. Check it out for as little as $5 a month and get access to all the bonus content that we do. All right, Abigail, you have more.
Yeah, I actually do.
Hang on. Abby, hold that thought for one quick second.
Yeah.
This pertains
I'll hold
to
that
you.
bag. Yeah.
All right. Calico Corner. We need to get you a shirt that says Calico Corner in the font, but the actual, like, the logo itself is fuzzy on the shirt. So it's like a Calico Critter.
I love that.
And those will be available in our store, where you can buy other Yes Have Some and Toy Anxiety shirts.
It's
Craig,
true.
where is that website?
It is at belowthecollar.com/YHS podcast. And we need to update it with some more options. So look out for that.
Yeah, look out for Calico Corner.
Look out for Calico
The corner is coming.
Hey, I want to acknowledge the super chat real quick.
The corner is coming.
The corner
it's going to be its own channel. There's so many things, so many
the corner
activities.
is coming. Matt Bush,
Do
thank you
it.
so much for the super chat.
I thought about it.
Matt says, Abby, I've got a fever.
Yeah.
The only cure is more critters.
Yeah,
I
I need
love
more
that.
critters. I almost bought a bunch more actually, but I was like, my backpack can only hold so much, and obviously kind of damaged the box.
There you go.
But I did pick up a couple other things from the store, which by the way was called Geppetto's. And that was the store that we found. I got this cute little Sanrio. What's this? Melody is the name of this little character. You can kind of see her inside of the keychain.
Hold it
it's-
back a little bit.
Oh,
It's a little bit. I saw them at Comic-Con, but then I saw them in this store. And you can't really see that, but I love it. I got one for myself. I got one for Jess too. So we have like matching keychains. and I love that. And then I got this little Karopi that's a Squishmallow Hello Kitty and Friends like crossover, and I am a big fan of Squishmallows, as you all know. I posted a picture.
Hey, they're the fastest growing toy brand in the world.
Yeah, it's that they're everywhere. You can see them at this point. It's like they're in gas stations and most stores. And
when they make it to gas
stations, they've got a lot of knockoffs out there. Yeah.
So how come they haven't made Stay Puffed?
Exactly.
You know, it's a good question. Let's talk to Eric. I love this.
Eric
I use it
hates
as a
toys.
pillow on the plane on the way back here. So yes,
there you go.
Karaoke's been used.
Well, we'll have more pickups next week, guys. You know, and Jacob picked up some amazing stuff as well at Comic-Con. So we'll continue that conversation next week. So let's get into tonight's main discussion topic. Who won Comic-Con? I don't have a fun graphic or music, but I'm really excited to talk about this. I don't really even know where to start. So Ryan, I was thinking we'll just start with some of the big stuff, and we'll see where the conversation goes, and we'll highlight as much as we can. We're not going to be able to cover everything. Here's one thing. Comic-Con should be called San Diego Comic and Toy Con. It's all
They should
toys.
get rid of Hollywood. They should get rid of
Well,
Hollywood.
they did. Excuse me. This year they got rid of Hollywood. There was like no element of, obviously, we all know this.
We all know this.
Yeah, we all know what's happening.
Abby's breaking some news for us.
I don't know if you guys heard about the strike.
So let's get into it though. Comic-Con was amazing. Hundreds and hundreds of it's not like the vendors are great and there's lots of cool stuff to buy, but the thing that I love the most are all the toy companies with their exclusives and their reveals. It's become there. It does feel like there's a competitive nature because think about some of the things we're about to talk about. Star Wars has their new HasLab and absolutely brought the fire and the heat with the Ghost, and then Super 7 debuting the pre-order and having on display the Cat's Lair, and then the NECA Turtles booth being like the stuff dreams are made of. Like it's crazy. Ryan, I'm wondering what's it like for you? You're seeing all this from afar. It's overwhelming being there, but this is only my second Comic-Con. So I know what it's like to be home. It's overwhelming trying to follow all this stuff at home as well.
Well, it's you. Sometimes you have to know who you're watching. Take for instance, we got Mad Hatter in the chat.
Right.
So if I want the most comprehensive NECA turtle news, I'm tuning into his channel because he reads all the comics. He watches all the movies. He's seen every cartoon. The guy knows his stuff. He looks at something and he goes, hey, that's Raph getting shot with arrows. That's Ronin. Oh my God. Right. And you sit there and you go, oh my God. Mm-hmm. This is all leading into me, who I felt was my own personal winner of Comic-Con, was the NECA Wrestling Turtles from the Archie series. I have been waiting for those toys since I was a kid because I was more into the comic than I was the cartoon. And it is hands down probably the greatest toys of Turtles I've ever seen in my life. And I only say that hyperbolically because, again, I'm such a huge fan of those issues of whenever they went up to Intergalactic Wrestling. And yeah, like this, and they captured it perfectly. These are such beautiful toys. And I was even sitting there going like, don't get your hopes up. Like, you know, I was always trying to like, oh, maybe they are, because the artist was there from the comic series. He was drawing the Wrestling Turtles, and I was like, trying not to get my hopes up, keep myself leveled. And then they did it. I even messaged Trevor, like, you son of a bitch, right? Like, I was.
By the way, shout out to Toy Arc. You know, we have a ton of video coverage, but I never take enough pictures, so I am using toyarc.com for their in-depth photo galleries tonight. Just letting everybody know.
Right. But yes, so there's the Raphael in all black, which he then used. So he would wear this after even the second time they went up to go do wrestling. When they came back, he wore that for several more issues because he just thought this all black thing was so kick-ass and so ninja-like. He kept it, right? There's Donnie. And these outfits, in case you don't know the history behind these outfits as well, these were part of the original concepts of the Ninja Turtles. Like, they almost wore these instead of just bandanas.
Okay, right.
Mm.
So
I
if
mean,
you,
these are incredible. Like they absolutely. I mean, the other thing was NECA had an amazing setup on preview night, and then they were just adding stuff throughout the weekend. Ryan, I know how excited you were to see these. You've been talking about wanting these specifically for a very long time. So, and then it wasn't just the, there's a lot of turtle stuff. So let's kind of thumb through a little bit and look at some more of the stuff that they had on display.
oh, the Keanu Reeves Mondo Gecko.
Yeah,
look at that guy.
Looks like Keith from Gemstones. I love
awesome.
that.
Right, and he kind of has this weird like Wayne from Wayne's World kind of vibe to him as well, mixed in with a little bit of Axl Rose. You can, it's this is to me, this is what Mondo Gecko looks like to me. When someone says Mondo Gecko, this is what I picture. And
right.
Again, that's my bias from just being the comic reader first, right? So it's just
right. We'll kind of scroll through some of this kind of quickly, but they had a really amazing Last Ronin as well as Mirage display. So it's crazy because for a couple years there, it felt like, NECA was really doing the movie Turtles and then really expanding the animated Turtles, and the comics were a little bit on the back burner. But now, I mean, it feels like these lines are going to be just as big as I mean, there's just so much potential and there's so much source material. And obviously the Turtles just have such a rabid fan base. So it was
something we were talking about too. Just like yesterday, I think I called and I was like, why isn't there like TurtleCon?
Right.
Like, we have Star Wars Celebration, and I understand like Comic-Con. Like I still always think like I'm surprised the MCU doesn't have their own convention.
Right.
But it's like, you've got D23 for Disney. You've got Comic-Con, which is supposed to be broadly for comics, but it's pulp culture in general.
Right.
And Star Wars has Star Wars Celebration. To me, the next biggest franchise that could probably hold its own convention and do successfully by getting worldwide attendees would, to me, the next heavy hitter is Ninja Turtles.
I completely agree. I mean, you've got 5 or 6 different companies making Turtles figures. You've got so many collectibles, so many pieces of media. There's comics that are going really strong. You got the new movie coming out.
The video game is still going strong. That new one, that retro style new video, the Shredder's Revenge. Sorry, that's it. No, it'd be Conabunga. That's what it would be.
I was thinking SewerCon.
That's fun.
that might already exist. As like
but just look at these SewerCon, something else. These dioramas were great. Mixtures of figure reveals and stuff that's already been out. We're not going to look at every single one of them, but I wanted to make our way over to the animated and the movie side of it as well. So we have
that's your jam.
That's my jam. So we got brand new Secret of the Ooze reveals here, including what is going to be a Jordan Perry 2-pack in his orange TGRI suit, as well as his laboratory suit, which is insane that we're getting a Jordan Perry TMNT Secret of the Ooze 2-pack in 2023.
Dude, you're not getting just one figure of him. You're getting 2. What is happening?
Versions.
Dandelions.
We get a brand new Foot Soldier 2-pack as well. Really cool diorama display.
I love the body positive foot soldiers that they're doing.
Yep. There's a little bit of we'll get to that in a second, but you got
representation.
A Shredder throne coming out. I don't know if that's going to be a standalone piece or if it will come with Shredder, but they're just going really deep on Secret of the Ooze here. And then we got this other 2-pack, which is Foot Training Kino with a little bit of a different molded foot soldier.
Heavy set foot soldier, right?
There you go. Just a little, just.
I'm a witness to your thickness. That's what
Oh, he's got the potato chips with him.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
So this will be the second Kino figure, and then you get a better look at the Jordan Perry figure here, who is kind of the the movie version of Baxter. Hey, before we go any further, we had a couple more super chats I wanted to acknowledge. Davey Sockrocker, thank you so much. How was it without the celebs there? Was it less crowded? What did they use Hall H for? So I don't think the con itself was any less crowded. It was packed. It was insane. The Hall H panels were definitely not packed to the brim like normal. They still had panels in there. They had presentations. Paramount did a Turtles thing, and they did a Star Trek thing. There just was no celebrity, actors and writers and things like that. Personally, I love, I want to be there for Hall H stuff. I like the Marvel and the DC and all the big studios. I like that stuff. But I think what this weekend proved is you can do Comic-Con without it and still have a really successful, for me, like for people who care about toys and action figures and comics.
Yeah, artists, animators, and toys.
It was very animation heavy this year. A lot of activations for Mutant Mayhem, Bob's Burgers, New Futurama, stuff like that. And Flash says a collector's won, celebrity hunters lost. So yeah, it was good. It was great to be a toy collector at Comic-Con. Then we get a look at the Turtles Universal Monsters line here, which is going strong. There's a new Leonardo creature from the Black Lagoon, and then a Raphael, I think Wolfman coming out. So those are really fun. Ryan, did you check those out?
I did check them out. I'm gonna be this guy for a hot minute. I wish they didn't double up on Turtles and did like Ace Duck Swamp Thing.
Like other characters.
Like Usagi Wolfman. Like a wolf rabbit.
Right.
A were-rabbit? Is that what it would be? Anyways, that's just me being me, but that's a nitpick. That's like a stupid nerd nitpick. Right. Because that Leo looks so cool.
Yeah,
well, there's Belly
agreed.
Buster.
I agree.
Do you want to just quickly zip up?
Yeah,
right there.
Belly Bomb.
Belly Bomb. I always call him Belly Buster.
This is such an awesome
Belly Bomb. I like that.
Be such I think that's my own childhood problems coming in of not knowing characters' names exactly.
Just make
so they now just stick with me.
Belly Bomb. Well,
but Belly Bomb, super cool. Did you hear about the articulation of this character?
No.
The eye moves and the jaw is hinged.
That's awesome.
All
that's
that.
Awesome. Yeah.
So super cool. And
these
comes with that Krang.
Comes with that little Krang.
I'm hoping that Krang fits into the Krang android body from the animated one, not the big one, just the regular sized one. Because if it does,
what you could.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what you can probably fit in there is a couple of calicos. See how many critters you can get inside that android body.
Speaking of android body, we do have our first look at the giant-sized Krang's android body. What's amazing about this is it's going to be kind of scaled to the other Turtles 1/4 scale figures, so you can have it on display with those, or use it as as I'm going to use it as Krang's giant android body with your animated Turtles. Just fucking awesome. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna say other than it's awesome? This is where we are as toy collectors. Put that thing with your Galactus.
Plus that Krang sculpt is gorgeous as well.
It's awesome.
The other thing that's beside him, like you see the turtles that are on the ground fighting him.
Yep.
It's ultimate Donatello and ultimate Michelangelo. And
so they're putting out standalones.
Are they doing I was trying to watch everybody, like they never really, no one, or I missed it completely, but I didn't hear anyone say whether it was going to be 2-packs or a 4-pack or just solo packs. But these are only but again, these will have like new head sculpts. So if you have other turtles, you're able to throw these turtle heads on. And plus, like that twirling staff is such a cool accessory. Like it is kind of funny. Like I would buy these for the accessories. Like 100%.
Monsters they dig. Yeah. Cool. And NECA's a little tricky at their booth sometimes. They'll just put out amazing stuff and be like, yeah, I think we might put it out. We'll see. No guarantee. And it's just
the waters, yeah.
But yeah, this stuff's amazing. All the Last Ronin stuff, all the Archie comic stuff. Then we got a good nice look at the van. Turtle van's incredible.
Here they're doing additions to that as well.
Additions to the van?
They're going to have, I don't know if it's going to be additions that are going to be sold separately or like later on as like a turtle van accessory pack, but they were talking about how you can open it up and it might have the catapult from the opening, or it might have like something else, right? Like it's just...
Well, part of the thing with the turtle van is there's no, if you watch the original animated series, it's always different. And sometimes the inside of it is huge. There's all these other extra areas and compartments. Toying Around confirms ultimate singles and VHS packaging. So yeah.
Ooh, VHS packaging.
I love that.
So like like Metalhead.
Yeah, like the Metalhead and all that. And then they had the sewer diorama on display. With some more figures here. Bunch of new Usagi Yojimbos.
Scroll back. Sorry.
Yep.
I gotta do this because this is just stuff that I heard about. I thought was awesome. So you see the Mikey, you see the Space Donnie.
Yep.
So those helmets and stuff are removable.
Okay.
Trevor was saying if you buy 4 Space Donnies, you can pop the heads off your other guys and that one, and you can have all 4 turtles and spacesuits. And the same with the samurai one.
Okay.
I gotta talk to Trevor about turtles every time I see Trevor. We talk about everything other than NECA turtles.
Smash Mouth, such a cool band.
Hey, no, we were over there when Kevin Eastman was doing a signing, and Trevor we were trying to do a thing like where the 3 of us would do a signing of our VHS box, and nobody would show up.
next to Eastman and Lair.
Well, here's the thing. This is kind of a funny story. So we've got our quote, the YHS quote on the back of the Turtle 3 box, and Trevor had a signed one for I don't know, for whatever reason. We each signed one, and then there was a kid who had one, and he was staying with his dad, and he asked me to sign it, and I told him no. I was like, hey, you don't want me to sign this. I'm not a...
Don't meet your heroes, kid. Tell him you ruined this for you.
But anyways, and then I explained to the dad, I was like, we're just the podcast who's quoted on the box, and his dad was like, oh yeah, we don't want you to sign that. But anyways, okay, so we'll finish up on turtles here, but again, incredible stuff. These space adventure and samurai.
We should have Trevor on though to really break these down.
We should. Good call. So anyways,
otherwise we're going to talk about these for an hour.
Let's talk about some HasLab here. Because the ghost was revealed. Let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. Do we
have to? Where's the sad music? Where's the sad comment?
That's
music?
sad music.
That's like Remembrance Day music.
Confirmed Ewok Village not being a thing?
Yeah, the Ewok Village is not confirmed. And by the way, no, I wasn't trying to ruin that kid's day. I was trying to not ruin his toy by signing it.
Yeah.
Because you see people signing stuff every now and then at Comic-Con. You're like, oh, who is that? They're signing something. They must be important.
Yeah.
So anyways.
I think it would be added value.
Thank you.
Ooh,
okay.
On our way to the top.
So we'll, no Ewok Village, but as a secondary prize, we have this. I mean, Ryan, is this
just
all
this simple little ship?
Is this already one of the greatest Star Wars toys of all time?
So since this dropped, every day I start my day by watching the unveiling video.
Yeah, that's how you get going.
That's how I get going. I have that and some coffee, and I could roundhouse kick the moon. That's how invincible I feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is. It's like with the music, and then the graphics come up, and it takes you through this almost drone tour of the ghost, and it's and it comes apart. Put your dudes in here, and I'm like, yeah, I love my dudes.
And I want to put them in there.
Yeah,
awesome.
all my dudes. Right? It looks so cool. And again, props to the Hasbro Star Wars team. They, like you said, they brought the fire and they burned the house down. That panel from beginning to end. And again, thank you, Kevin from Toying Around for recording that live, and you can see that panel on his channel. They killed it. They got me excited about everything. Though when they did the reveals, Kevin spoke for me in the video. You'll hear him go, "Wow, where's Carson Tava, man?"
I know.
And it's like, but we're all waiting. But we'll
bummer.
talk about those. We'll talk about the pipeline and all that stuff later. Maybe even who knows when, because we're already reaching 50 minutes. But yeah, this is great. I did back this. I had to back it. You know, this is the, I don't know. I love the vintage collection. HasLabs to me are always such beautiful works of art. And I loved it. Craig, you saw it. You got to interview the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, we missed the panel, which was a bummer because it really, by all accounts, was one of the best Star Wars presentations. And I think they knew it. And I think there was a confidence. I hope everybody goes and watches our chat with the team. We got a full tour of the inside of the Ghost. By the way, we have some more super chats. We're going to get to those in just a second. Steve Vantley, thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat, but I didn't see a comment. So if you have a comment, make sure that we can highlight that for you. And then, no, Matt, I was not signing my Slimer illustration, although I should have. By the way, we have a lot of people watching. Thank you so much for being here on a Tuesday night. This is awesome. Okay, so I was really impressed with the Ghost. I was impressed with the team. The one question I did not ask them that I meant to was, what does a successful crowdfunding campaign mean for the vintage collection as a whole? Because to me, it feels like this was the first time in a very long time where I felt like TVC really was the bread and butter of Hasbro Star Wars, and Black Series felt a little bit like an afterthought or a secondary line. I felt like they really revealed some really cool stuff. I think that the tiers, Abby, we talked a lot about what it's like to get the whole Rebels crew in vintage collection. Hopefully it hits all of the benchmarks. It just felt like TVC was the star of the show, and I think that's a good thing for Star Wars collectors in the future of Star Wars collecting.
Yeah, and it reinstated that swagger and that confidence to have something that it's like, we know this is good, and already by the numbers, like it's confirmation this is something people want. Obviously, ships are extremely successful. Rebels is very much unexplored toy territory, it seems, like from Hasbro. So it's nice to see some representation from that show and something as iconic as Ghost the ship, like that Hera is flying, and there's so many awesome moments. Go watch Rebels. It's fantastic.
Well, and it also it's part of us. This is the perfect HasLab because it's Ahsoka, which is coming up, but it's Rebels. Everybody knows it. It's a ship that people have wanted.
New enough.
It hasn't been done. And Ryan, that's a pretty badass thing for them to drop a $500 ship and fund it in 48 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't like, this is expensive. This is, I believe, more expensive than the Galactus. It's more expensive than the His
It was more expensive than the WCW ring.
Yep. And people really, I do believe with these crowd funds that, you can do a lot of analysis of why some work and why don't, but it really comes down to, I've been saying for a while that there's a price issue, but I think that this shows, like, if you make something people want, they're going to shell out the money. $500 is a lot of money for most human beings. Is it not?
It is,
yeah.
But also, go ahead, Abby, if you got something.
I was just going to say, but when you see it in person, the weight, the heft, the space that it occupies, you feel like you're getting your money's worth, is all I was going to say. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that it's like, this is.
I'm going to piggyback what Abby's saying as well. As someone who wasn't there and didn't see it, just looking at it and already what it's coming with already the, because you got to remember, like, what was it? The Razor Crest was like, oh, get to this tier and we'll do the escape pod. Where right off the bat, this is like, okay, this is double the price, but we're getting the Phantom 2, which, by the way, the Phantom 1 that came out for the Rebels line, the 5.A line way back when, is in scale to the rest of this set as well.
Yep, it's in scale. We talked about it in our interview. It does not connect, but it is in scale, and they used it as reference for this one. Yeah.
And again, it's coming with Hera right off the bat, which is like not making her a tier, which I think is also super helpful as well. Again, it's huge. There's so much detail. Did you watch Geek Dad Life's video?
I did.
With the team? Okay. Jay asked that first question. Another guy sneaks in there with a question, asking about electronics. Did you hear this?
Go on.
Video?
Because I've got opinions about the electronics.
Mm-hmm. He goes, well, there's, is there electronics that's going to light up? And the designer, and I can't remember his name. And he goes, no, because we're going to use that money to actually put in more detail. What you see here is actually, this is not the final product. We actually plan to put more detail into the ship. And the guy responds in perfect, sad comment form. So everyone has to go check this out, because he does a whole whine. He does the whole, but electronics are like what makes it so much special. And it's like, this this is the best day of that gave me FOMO for missing San Diego.
Well, here's the thing. I don't really care about electronics. I think they're fun and it's an added value, but I want a displayable toy. That's a toy.
Displayable, playable, not necessarily like a model.
It's
or
not
like
it's not a scale model. Mm-hmm. It's not a remote control car. It's a toy that you put your action figures in. And this has like Jake and I were laughing all weekend because we heard somebody, there was a comment on one of the videos that said like, it doesn't even have all the rooms. The layout's not like, guys.
How are they supposed to sleep the right way if there's only 2 rooms?
The sail barge.
Well, they don't have it for the Razor Crest. The Razor Crest doesn't have that little cubby hole that you can have them take a nap in.
Mm-hmm.
None of these vehicles are actually properly to scale. It's impossible. It still has to be a toy. There has to be some imagination in the design. And I think they just did an amazing job. The thing is incredible. It's massive. It's bigger than that. The Millennium Falcon. The color, the deco, it's awesome. So let's talk about the tiers real quick, because we're going to be talking about this thing a lot over the next couple months. So if we don't cover everything, it's fine. But Abby, it comes with Hera. They were able to kind of use the Rebels, the mural as the packaging art. And Ryan, what they talked about was that it's the best. They're bridging the gap. It's kind of a hybrid between the live action version of Hera and the Rebels animated series version, which I personally think is really cool, because I don't think you should have to buy 2 Heras, right? Like, this is my live action one. This is like, these are toys that are kind of their own
I think it's universe. In someone's contract where you have to buy 2 different Ahsokas, though.
Right. Yeah. God damn it.
But no, to have a catch-all Hera, that's so cool.
So it comes with Hera.
It is.
Which has already been unlocked at 8,000. Hey, they could have made the Phantom an unlockable, and they didn't. You know,
they didn't. Nope. Kudos to them.
We live in a world where we bought a proton pack with no wand, so they could have done.
That's true too. The chopper, does the chopper? Oh, it can be popped in and out from behind. Okay, but it doesn't come with a full chopper, so I have a feeling that's going to get released in the main line.
Yeah, I saw someone asking about that, because there's like a small one that we saw display that looked like it was just part of the.
Because it's the Disney Park one, and I got it. It's beautiful. Sorry, Craig. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're fine. We're all excited. They said that the chopper, once you pop them in, you really don't want to take them out. It's meant to be stationary. It's a little bit smaller than an actual droid. So yeah, they'll definitely put out a new chopper at some point. It seems like. So then the other unlockables at 11,000, which I definitely think it's going to hit. You get the Ezra. with the lightsaber, the unlit lightsaber, blaster, the new Scout Trooper helmet, and the white Loth cap. This is all based on season 4 of Rebels, by the way.
Got that haircut.
And Ryan, the 5 POA Rebels figures are really cool, aren't they?
They are really nice. They're
those would be.
They look like the cartoon.
Yeah,
they're on model. They're great toys. But this is so much. Come on, a Loth cat. That's to
awesome.
Me. This is worth getting up to 11,000, guys, just to get Kitty. I need Kitty, and I also really like the helmet. I don't know if I think it was on the display as such, but the helmet cover does flip up.
Yep. If you look at our video, we have
yeah.
some close up. They show it's a brand new Scout Trooper helmet with the flippable mask. Brian Brink makes a great point. Having 4 fully new tooled figures is quite impressive for a HasLab. They've never done that in a project before. It's not cheap to do that. Completely agree.
And that's something you've wanted for a long time, Craig, where you've wanted a HasLab of just a ton of figures.
Give me 4 figures and a ship, and let's fucking go. It's awesome.
Yes.
Yes. Then you've got the Kanan Jarrus at 14,000, which, I mean, I really hope they get to. I hope they get to this because that is a beautiful figure.
Yeah, that's
Me too.
Yeah, you've got like the bandages for as like an attachment piece. That's so great.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question.
Wait, hold on. It's even got the head where he's like, sorry,
go for it up.
No, I was just excited. It's got his like hot haircut from the end of it.
He's got his hot haircut. Ryan, what were you gonna say?
No, let's just go to Zeb and then I will ask my question.
Cool. Then you got Zeb.
So here he is.
And they were talking about how awesome it was to have the frame of reference from the models used in season 3 of The Mandalorian as well.
Where he's standing there talking to Carson Teva, friend of the podcast.
Yeah. Hint, hint, elbow. But yeah, if it hits 17,000, then you will have a big chunk of the Rebels crew. And then they did reveal that Sabine as well that we'll look at here in a second. But Ryan, what were you going to say?
Okay, now these cards are going to be, they're clearly going to be exclusive to the ship, to this HasLab.
Sure.
I am going to assume it is safe to say they are going to re-release these figures, maybe not with a Loth cat. You know, they might be missing some accessories. They might re-release Zeb in his blue flight suit from The Mandalorian, but reuse that kind of head and body mold, right?
100%.
Now, so my question is, because these are the only way you're going to get these packages and these figures is with the HasLab. Are you opening them?
No, I am not an in-package collector, but I think there will be some serious value in keeping these mint on card and keeping them in a case and having a little patience till they get released. I think that I would personally be okay with that because they will. We've seen it. Yeah. They've put out the Mandalorian with the soft goods cape multiple times now.
Like we might not get, it's like that the thing that Hera comes with, which is like her family tree, that tea thing. It's like her family. Like I can see them re-releasing it, but it might not come with that, right? And of course on a different card, probably an Ahsoka card. But it's like, again, like it's like, okay, I'm gonna get this. I'm getting the crew, but I can't really take the crew out, which kind of bums me out only a little bit. But those cards are so nice and so beautiful that it actually makes it for me. So speaking only for myself here, to me, I feel like that makes it okay.
Yeah, they're like pristine and unique and packaged like jewels inside of a box. Like keep that as it is.
I mean, I am of the mind that one thing that can make a crowdfund very successful is, can you get the consumer who's willing to pay $500 consider getting 2?
That's what I'm seeing mentioned in the chat.
So you're not gonna army build a ghost, but there are people who will buy 2 of these and just keep an extra set of figures and flip the ship.
Flip the ship. Buy 2, flip the ship.
Buy 2, flip the ship.
That's our hashtag.
That's like a fun shit.
Buy 2, flip the ship.
Flip the ship. Buy 2, flip the ship. 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm not going to finish my.
Appreciate.
I'm not going to finish my little rhyme scheme there, but it was.
We all think that Ryan's great.
We do. We
Yeah.
really do.
Thanks, Abby.
So, anyways, we'll be talking about the Ghost a lot over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, it's already funded, and we're super excited about it. Let's get into another incredible. Well, let's actually real quick before we do that, let's finish off. What is happening here? Let's look at some more of the Star Wars reveals that we did get, if that's okay. All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sounds good. All right. So this was revealed at the breakfast. It is the pre-Vizsla Black Series. I'm just going to, Ryan, if there's anything you want to specifically talk about, go for it.
Okay.
So without scroll through.
Without playing my gimmick of shitting on Black Series, I will say for Black Series collectors, this is going to be a very good. They've probably been waiting for this figure because they've made his army builders for Mandalorian stuff for Clone Wars. So this is probably a long-awaited one with all the Clone Wars figures they have made. So for all of you that waste your time on Black Series, congratulations! You got probably the best figure you're ever going to get. So. And I just go right back to it. But this is a very nice figure, and I'm actually really stoked that we're getting him in vintage collection as well.
Yep.
And again, R2D2, they could put out R2 every second, third wave, and
feels like
we'll buy them. R2's great though. R2's great.
R2's great.
That's why
they will.
Hot Toys, they'll take R2 down for Hot Toys in 2 months, and then we have a new
back.
R2. Yeah.
This was really cool. They have this on display. This was revealed just before the Comic-Con, but you have the retro 6-pack from Return of the Jedi, and to me, this is badass because it checks some boxes for me. I love the retro figures. I love Return of the Jedi, but there's two specific figures in here that even if you're not collecting this line, you're probably going to be buying this. So you got your Gamorrean Guard here. You got Admiral Akbar, which was originally, I think, a mail away. Abby,
I'm wearing it.
you got this. You are wow. Look at that.
I'm the vintage series, yeah.
You're retro. So, Ryan, retro. He says no.
Bullshit. I think this should not be allowed for Americans to buy. They should have put this figure out only in Canada and Europe.
Yeah.
That's just the rule.
Okay.
For Yak Face, right? I think so. I think this has to remain an exclusive to non-Americans.
All right. Well, I say Yak Face is one of the most rare vintage Star Wars figures. A loose one in good condition, you might pay $400, $500, $600, $800. Somebody asked, "Do we think this will take down the value of the original?" No.
Yep, that's it. They're all worth $2 now. Forget it.
Now here's something.
Canada's economy is gonna just crash because we don't have Yak Faces. That's it. That Yak Face was keeping our country afloat.
Cornerstone, yeah.
Now we've got
that's it.
Let's take a look at Mon Mothma here. There was never a
figure.
Mon Mothma in the original vintage line. I think this is the coolest usage of retro waves, is just like they did with Short Round and some of the other way, or the other figures in the Indiana Jones retro line. This is a figure that never existed, and now we're getting a retro style Mon Mothma. I think it's really cool.
Love it.
Quick
Yeah.
question, Craig.
Yeah.
Who are we missing from the original trilogy in retro? Do you really want? Is there anyone that you could think of off the top of your head where you're like
must-haves? Well,
yeah.
So the question is, for those listening, figures that never were released in the original line that are must-have characters. Well, they've already done the first one, which is Tarkin. There was never a vintage Tarkin. And now we've got Mon Mothma. Other characters that I think we could get. I mean, I don't know if we will, because they tend to do these around anniversaries and stuff. But I think Uncle Owen in Amperu, Owen and Beru, pretty important. You know, pretty
Yep.
important.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Here's one. How about a vintage style Force Ghost Hayden Christensen Anakin?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
a
something
nice
I'd be
take.
interested
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Like that's just kind of thinking
Absolutely.
outside of the box a little bit.
I love the Force
I would
Ghost.
go for a
Detail.
retro removable helmet Darth Vader.
Okay. I like what
Yeah,
you're doing there.
yeah. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's just there's probably 100 that we could think of, but
Right.
nothing's jumping off as like must have. I can't believe they didn't make this character.
Right.
But yeah, so okay, cool. Hey, we should talk about this too because one of the websites reported. Let's finish this. You get a Wicket, which is also a rare vintage figure.
No rest for the wicked.
No
Yeah.
rest for the Wicket.
I saw someone mention they want that on a shirt with the canceled Ewok Village confirmed.
No rest for the Wicket.
It makes a good joke.
So this is a really great set, guys. We saw it on display. This is a must-have for me. Let's get through these, and then I want to talk about something. This is amazing. Imperial Officers 4-pack Vintage Collection Army Builder. This is Ryan. This is what Vintage Collection fans dream of. Is it
Absolutely.
not?
Yeah. Well, I love army building packs anyways. Like the first one I actually ever got was the Cantina Alien set, and it's amazing. And it had me go, oh crap, I should go back and try to get more of these. So I think it might. So I did get this, and I think I still might go back and get the Hoth Rebel Troopers. And I'm really hoping they do Rebel Endor troopers at some point as well, or maybe pilots. But this is great. This is great. These figures are more diverse than the movies ever were, which is also great.
Hey, how about not to go back to the Ghost, but how about there was a first wave of people like not gonna fund not original trilogy, no one cares, and then like it immediately funds and like all these old guys who've never seen
It's fucking
who've never seen Rebel.
Palpatines. Yeah.
Like, and I get it. We all want to listen. We want Death Star play sets. We want Ewok Village play sets, but like, come on.
Yeah, get with the times.
I can't.
2023.
Okay, can I just say I find it really bizarre how the Ewok Village confirmed took off, even like just in other pages I've never heard of. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
We should do a
Facebook, they're talking about
documentary.
this-
Ryan, you worked everybody, including yourself, into a shoot. By time it was time to reveal the HasLab, people were like, "Come on, trees!" And then when that Photoshop was going out, which was clearly a bad Photoshop, I can't
No,
believe-
it was so bad.
it was so bad. I can't believe people were like, "Oh, that's it. It's the Ewok Village." Like, dude, the fucking branches are coming out of the cave, out through glass.
Or the other guys that are going, fucking bullshit, no way.
Oh man, I love it.
Fun. We have fun.
It was fun. It was fun.
More vintage collection, Knights of the Old Republic, Darth Revan, very cool.
Yep. Pre-ordered that.
And pre-Vizsla, Clone Wars vintage collection. So again, it just felt like, you know, Rebels, Thrawn. Oh god, dude, here's what. Oh, they're so smart. They are so fucking smart, because just the fact that this comes, there's somebody out there who had no plans on buying the Ghost who's gonna buy this, and then they're like, well, I got to buy I'm gonna spend the $15. I might as well drop 500, like, because it's like a weird psychological thing.
Yeah.
So anyways,
Break the seal.
these are great. And so we'll maybe next week we can talk a little bit more about some of the other Star Wars reveals, as well as
let's talk about pipeline and stuff next week.
We'll talk about pipeline. We'll talk about the holiday troopers, and that kind of stuff.
Yes, best wave of holiday troopers.
Yes.
Hey,
Mhm.
Thunderhouse
Hands
says
Mhm.
Ewok Village
Green
confirmed
Chrome.
was the birds aren't real of 2023.
Yeah, I was laughing at that.
Yep. Yep.
Mandela effect. Dude,
Um,
just keep talking it up. It'll happen.
But I do want to bring, before we go any further, we got to bring this up, because somebody, I don't know where this originated, but I would love to give proper credit. But Patrick, for the first time, spoke to the slave Leia, whatever it is.
Controversy,
lack of, and they normally
rumors,
say
the blacklisting rumors.
Normally, when somebody asks why isn't there a new slave Leia or Hut Slayer Leia or whatever, they say, well, we can't comment on figures that may or may not ever come out, and they just kind of dodge it. But Patrick, to his credit, said, hey, we have no mandate from Lucasfilm or Disney that we can't do slave Leia. And though she's not, we don't have a plan right now that doesn't, which to me, I don't want this to be, the next toy anxiety thing, but I think we can launch a brand new hashtag starting tonight. Get to Twitter, gets to Instagram, folks. Ready? Hashtag Slave Leia confirmed. We're starting it tonight.
Are we doing it? Are we going to use the term slave Leia? Or are we going to use hot Slayer or fire spray Leia? Confirmed.
Well, listen. Here's the thing. I don't know, but it tells me that the Star Wars Celebration next year in Japan, Hasbro panel, they're going to reveal either a Black Series or a Vintage Collection Hut Slayer Leia. That is my prediction.
I think we should just be Hut Slayer confirmed.
Hut Slayer confirmed.
Hut Slayer confirmed.
Hashtag Hut Slayer confirmed. Let's get it on the board. Listen, you tell me. Listen.
We are going to get her in the Black Series Archive series first. And I know this hurts for me to say, being a loyalist
it already
to the legacy scale. But no, it's not only because it already exists, because they've already done, even though I think this was 2012, they did 2 different versions of the Hut Slayer in the Vintage Collection. So they did one, Desert Storm Leia, and then they did Hut Slayer Leia. And they did the Hut Slayer Leia in both the Revenge of the Jedi card and Return of the Jedi card.
Right.
So I think they will redo the one in Black Series first, because first off, that first figure is awful.
It's really crazy.
And 2, I think it would be good figure to have in the Archive series. And then I think they might do it again for the Jabba the Hutt playset that we're all buying.
So we've got the new Jabba set coming. Okay. We've got the brand new Vintage Collection Jabba set is up for pre-order now. We've got the Book of Boba Fett Bib Fortuna set, which will hopefully come this year. I would look for a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, maybe this year or next year. I don't think this will be a retail release. I don't think you're going to be able to go to the Disney store or to Epcot or Hollywood Studios and buy Batu. I don't think you're going to go to Batu and buy a Hut Slayer Leia, but I think you might get some sort of exclusive overprice. They're going to, hey, if Vintage Collection fans want a Hut Slayer Leia, get ready to pay $65.
You're going to be paying the Leia tax.
No, you're paying the Leia tax, okay? You want a princess dressed like that? $70 bucks.
Bikini tax. Is that what it is?
You're going to pay the bikini tax.
Wow.
So,
so bikini tax confirmed.
If we get bikini tax, then after Leia, I want Ula, and then I want the 2 Twi'leks from Madame Garza's sanctuary.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Right?
Yeah, I'll pay that tax.
Oh my God, if they did a 3-pack, now I'm just dream wishing again. But I'm fantasy booking. If they did a Hasbro Pulse exclusive 3-pack of Madame Garza and her 2 little co-workers.
Hey guys, can we get Hut Slayer confirmed hashtag trending on Twitter or X or whatever that fucking thing's called?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. If we can get it trending, even regionally, there we go.
I'm sorry, this made me laugh.
Less clothes, more money.
Brandon.
Listen, our dear beloved Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher, She always seemed cool with it. She's like, whatever. Like she.
Oh, I've got links set up because now this all is going to set up this video that I've been writing up that have been wanting to do, which is the backstory of the controversy of that toy. And I think
history
now
of
with
Slayer
this,
Lair.
Yeah. So this will bring things right back around. So
there you go. Well, exciting news nonetheless. To me, it was the first time they ever acknowledged their Lucasfilm Disney overlords and said, no, we don't have a mandate from them on that anymore because there's probably a new person in charge. Like I bet they did at one point, but now they don't. And so there you go. Yeah, and once they do it, there's going to be a Hut Slayer Holiday Edition. Oh, dude, it's going to be Abby. It's going to be Leia, but she's going to be part of the Mean Girls dance group.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Okay, what would you?
All
okay,
right.
I'm going to save this question. This is the next week question. I want everyone to think about it.
All right.
Because we're going to talk about the holiday stuff next week.
Okay.
What do you want? Just remember, don't answer this now. What do you want to see in a holiday edition Jabba the Hutt and Salacious Crumb?
There you go. All right. Well, that'll
I
be
think
fun
we're getting
for
a
next
Salacious
week.
Crumb with one of the characters, though. I think with the Jawa.
I think,
never
yeah,
mind.
Abby, you saw that.
I want a sleigh of salacious crumbs, like either them riding something like
Slay
like the reindeer.
Leia?
Yeah.
Slay Leia.
Slay Leia.
Oh my god.
That's cool.
All right, guys, we got a few more topics before we head off to Extreme Toy Anxiety. The link has been posted for Extreme in the Discord as well as on Patreon. Actually, it hasn't been posted on Patreon, so I'm going to do that right now. Abby, while I do that, would you be so kind as to plugging some of our shit?
I would love to plug some shit. We are on Facebook. If you'd like to, if you are enjoying this conversation in the chat that's we have right now, you can hang out with those people on Facebook. If you look for Yes Have Some Podcast Group Therapy, search for that on Facebook. You'll find our closed group and you can ask to join. And once you're in, we basically just post a lot of stuff about toys, things that we're collecting, movies we've seen, opinions. You make friends. It's a good place. So
you make friends. You get opinions.
Yeah. Friends, opinions, all that stuff's great. You talk about the bikini wax, bikini tax, whatever you want to discuss. It's there for the taking. We also have a Patreon. It's $5 a month. You could unlock a whole bunch of bonus stuff. Sorry, I've got a cat on me right now. Yeah, I'm also plugging the cat.
You need some bikini wax for that cat.
Oh my god! All right.
Oh my god, Craig.
Mom's tired. Okay.
Hey, that fucking was not what I meant, but whatever. Just go with it.
I know we're
Jesus
on
Christ.
like 2 to 4 hours of sleep.
Doesn't matter.
All
at this
good,
point.
all good.
I'm sure
Yeah,
that'll be a shirt too.
Patreon is great. You should sign up for that. You can hang out with us afterwards. It's access to our exclusive after party every Tuesday night for Extreme Toy Anxiety. So sign up for that, and then you can listen to a bunch of stuff that you haven't heard before by us if you like can't get enough, or if you have a lot of long drives ahead of you. Then
there you go.
Sign up.
Hey, by the way, I just posted the link to Extreme Toy Anxiety on Patreon, so you can get it there now, and we'll be heading over there in just a little bit. No extreme or sad comments tonight, although I do want everyone to go watch Sad Comments live, which happened at the end of the Geek Dad Life Toy Tubers Unite stream. Okay, we got to talk about it.
Yep.
We got to talk about the Cat's Lair at some point, because you want to talk about a bikini tax.
Yeah.
Holy
Cat
shit.
Slayer Leia.
We saw this in person, and I don't know if Kyle's still in the chat, but we had Kyle from Super 7 on a couple weeks ago. I don't care if you're a Thundercats fan. I don't care who you are. This is as impressive of a toy, of a playset as you will ever see. It's big. It's $650, which feels like a great deal when you see how insane this thing is.
And it lights up.
And it has electronics, unlike some ships. No. Ryan, did you have the Cat Slayer as a kid? Were you a Thundercats kid?
Okay, kind of. So I really liked the cartoon when I was a kid, and I had the minifigures. So I think I had maybe 3 of the big LJN figures. I had like Lion-O with the Snarf and Mumra, right? And Slythe. My neighbor, like the farm down the dirt road, he had like the Cat's Lair, the Thunder Tank, all the characters. So like he'd come to my place, we'd play with like, you know, Visionaries, and I'd go to his place and we'd play with Thundercats. It's kind of how that worked. But I had the minifigures that came with like the little play sets and stuff. I would love to get those back, but they're so expensive. But being a Thundercats kid and watching this every, like, you know, weekday mornings before catching the bus, this show is great. The show has a lot of good lore. It's another one of those cases to me where this is another cartoon that didn't talk down to kids, even though they still had, like, you know, you still had Tiger going, and that's why we look both ways before crossing the street, Snarf. Like, you know, we'd still have characters like that.
Right.
But like, this show was so badass. And the opening is probably one of the greatest openings in cartoon history. And this playset is absolutely beautiful and stunning. And yes, the Thunder Tank does not fit under the paws, but come on, people, let's grow up here a little bit.
Grow up and spend your money on a playset.
Yeah,
Here's
you're
the deal.
adults now. Do it.
This is, again, it's one of those things that, Abby, if you don't see it in person, it's really hard to explain the scale. But I mean, you don't know.
What do you compare that to? Like a small shed? I'm not sure. Like a giant, like a very large Rubbermaid bin or something. Like, it's colossal. And I don't even have I don't have the connection like you do, or the nostalgia for Thundercats. But listening to you talk about that,
although
Ryan,
during the pandemic, we did tear through some Thundercats.
We did. And I'm kind of thinking this might find its way into our house in some way, shape, or form. I would not be mad at that.
Johnny Cox says, so when my dad said Rover went to the farm, he went to stay with Dole. I feel better now. Yeah. All of your passed on animals, before they get to the Rainbow Bridge, they hang out with Ryan Dole for a week.
That's right.
It's great.
I make sure they have the best death. Make sure they're comfortable. Abby, you should give Thundercats the cartoon another try.
Yeah.
And you should also try the latest cartoon that came out like 10 years ago. Also very, very good.
Okay.
But this, to me, like we were saying, like this is like absolutely freaking stunning. And the idea of like even having the mountains alongside of it that fold open and close.
To me, right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. So they're on like wave 9 of Thundercats right now at Super 7.
I know. I was looking at them.
Oh, I've been looking at them all. This is what kept me busy on the plane. I was, when I'm on a plane, I'm always like, well, these are the last moments of my life. So what does one do when faced with the ultimate realization of one's mortality? You get on the Super 7 website, think about the Cat's Lair. I hate flying.
I even pulled out, like, I went out and got like the Wildstorm comics. They did like a guide to Thundercats with all these like top artists like doing the art of all the characters. And I was like, I ended up pulling that out this weekend, flipping through that, which then had me go, well, you know what? Maybe I'll just check super7.com. Well, maybe I'll check Big Bad Toy Store. Just let's take a look over there and just see kind of what's happening. Because dude, I can't get this. I honestly would have no place to put this. Not even the box.
Well, here's the thing.
It's like getting a car if you don't have a garage. Like
it's
where are you putting it?
It's very big. If you have seen the Super 7 Snake Mountain, you that's comparable in size, but this is bigger, and I think this is better. This looks better. Like
I would get this over not to try to compete Super 7 with Super 7.
Right.
But if someone put a Castle Grayskull, a Snake Mountain, and the Cat's Lair and said you can only choose one, I would probably choose the Cat's Lair.
Right.
Just to me, it's just like, because here's another thing that, like, when I see toys like this, and same with the Ghost, I kind of sit there and I go back, because I'm buying a toy at the end of the day, and I let my imagination go. Like, what adventures can I have with, like, what I've had, like, how would I have played with this as a kid? And if it gets my imagination going, and it gets me coming up with like dumb, stupid stories or things that I would do, start creating my own headcanon, then I know that they're onto something, and something is special. And this does that.
Yeah, and to me, like, I personally think that the Mattel Matty Collector crowdfunded Castle Grayskull, which I don't own anymore, but I did for a couple years, I think that is one of the great play sets of all time. I
Right.
think.
Yeah. I also want to make that clear as well. Those two other play sets are absolutely mind-blowing amazing.
And I think that the color, the paint, the playability, all of the different sections, it's mind-blowing. It has me thinking about, do I want some Thundercats representation in my toy collection? You know, it's not even just will I buy this? It's like, oh, do I? Man, those Filmation Thundercats figures or the animated ones are really cool. Like, these are just beautiful. Even the Silverhawks figures at the Super 7 booth. I know there's, people, you know, the new VAC metal ones. They look so damn good. Kyle has chimed in with a super chat. I need a quote from YHS about the customer's mortality on the box for the Cat's Lair.
Yes.
Now with existential dread. Hey,
when contemplating your own mortality,
we will put a
Cat's
quote
Lair
on
is
the
an
box.
excellent toy to be playing with.
Hey, we should have a Jeffries sketch where we think about quotes to put on the box of different toys. Thank you, Kyle. We appreciate that.
A reason to wake up in the morning.
Finally, something that makes life worth living. Cat's Lair.
Makes me want to roundhouse kick the moon.
Yeah, I like that one too. Yeah, I don't know. It's just amazing. I think it's at about 1,200 right now. They need 3,000. There are some unlockables, and you know,
yes, like Panthro. Is it the lab?
There's a lab. Well, there's a Let's
Tiger's
take a look.
Look at all those different screens. God damn.
So yeah, the tier 1 unlock.
Oh, and that thing at the bottom floor too, between the stairs, turns around as well. You can have the armory for all the Thundercats, or you can flip it around and you can store the glove and the sword of omens. Give me sight beyond sight.
Tier 1 unlock is the lab. The tier 2 unlock is the the ethereal Lionel, the train. The Lionel Richie. Comes with Katy Perry, and you get a whole American Idol judges table. It's pretty cool. And then we showed earlier that the scaled, the 1-to-1 scale key is the early bird. So they got to hit 3,000. Cool. Here's my opinion when people are saying, you know, it is really big, but like, what are you saying? You'd buy it if it was 30 inches? Like, it's huge, but if you want a big giant playset, then you want a big giant playset. Like,
let's put it this way: if I lived in one of your like dirt cheap American houses and had a toy room,
yes, astral projection lineup. Thank you.
I would buy this, hands down.
To me, this was like
it's a no-brainer.
I thought the Ghost was incredible, and I love it, and I'm so proud to be a Star Wars fan, and I'm going to buy it. But I think that if we're going to answer the question, I think this maybe stole the show.
It has a little more panache, more moxie, like just interesting articulation and uniqueness to it.
Right. There's just a lot of mobility to it. And like, also, man, even if you're not a Thundercat, like the rooms all look so great for figure photography. I just think this is amazing. It's really, really cool.
You make the space.
And we'll be talking about it more as we go. Ryan, anything else?
Hashtag make the space.
You can't just say you don't have enough room. That's not really an excuse.
I can. I clearly can.
I did use it on the thumbnail for a reason. I think it's the most impressive thing I saw all weekend, and I saw some very impressive stuff this weekend. My future, you know how Geeked Out Jay always says, well, that's a problem for future Jay. I stressed out future Craig this week. Future Craig had so much anxiety and no money because he spent it all. He had toy anxiety.
Classic.
Toy anxiety.
It's natural. Toy anxiety.
It's real. All right, let's move right along here. I want to talk about a few more things. We got to talk about our buddies at Mondo, who you want to talk about impressive.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like, listen, first of all, Peter is a friend of the channel. Hector has become a friend of the channel. We have them on. Abby.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about seeing people's passion and what seeing people's enthusiasm and how that affects you. So when you walk into the Mondo, by the way,
passion recognizes passion. It's like, yeah, when you love something as much as we do, to where we've like put out how many episodes of Toy Anxiety and YHS, it was like literally one of the reasons we all started talking was about toys.
The first conversations I ever had with Jacob Walsh were about Mondo as a company. We have been fans.
Yeah, we were all in like the Facebook group. We're like getting posters and
we're
alerting each other when sales dropped.
I have been a fan of the limited edition alternate art posters for a decade. I love. You see I've got the Jason Edmondson Hateful Eight Mondo print that hangs behind me in every episode. It's one of my favorite things I own. Davey, what was my first conversation with Abby about? Our very first conversation, probably music, stupid bands.
Yeah, we were at a Waffle House.
Yeah. What were we gonna say, Ryan?
Craig.
Yes.
So Bottleneck Gallery, because just to kind of like talk about prints for a hot minute, and since we're looking at Batman, so think is Des Taylor did a series of Batman animated prints that dropped today. And they sold out instantly.
Right.
And they are so beautiful. And I missed out on every one of them. I hit the refresh button and I was like, hey, I'm ready. I tried to get the Harley's Holiday, gone. And then when I got out to go see if I could grab another one, the rest were like gone.
Right.
So I think the Bottleneck Gallery is just going to do what Mondo was doing, I guess.
Right.
But man, oh man, I love Batman animated series so much.
All this to say that Mondo is really taking a turn into the toy world and doing just really impressive stuff. So let's take a look. So first of all, this Batman Noir version of Batman the Animated Series on display, just awesome. And then we were so excited about this this Phantasm figure
from the Mask of the Phantasm.
From Mask of the Phantasm. Arguably one of the best pieces of Batman media ever created.
Yeah. Soundtrack, so good. Romantic.
Mad Hatter. I had to interrupt filming a booth tour to buy that Man Bat. Literally robbed on site. I love that.
Awesome.
So then this was noir version of Mr. Freeze. Incredible paint job. Ryan, where do you stand on this stuff?
Like the noir stuff, or just these?
Just the Batman output from Mondo in general.
Oh my god, dude, it's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. Like they all look on model. They all look solid. Like the thing with the DC Direct stuff, it's beautiful, but sometimes it can be a little fragile. So you got to be like super careful. Right. But these are beautiful. And again, like once we're getting to this X-Men stuff too, this X-Men stuff, just like the Batman, like if there's two things that have defined me as a comic book collector, it is X-Men and Batman.
Right.
I'd say that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And so these X-Men animated figures as well, like this is the case of like, you know, when NECA does the animated Turtles, how their toys look better than the cartoon did. This is the same case.
Right.
Yeah. It's like the perfect amount of stylization and like just nailing and executing really good lines and shading. It's obviously the artists behind it that are making them look this good.
Yeah.
But it's unique.
Absolutely.
And
distinct.
I guess we're not going
to,
we'll talk offline about that other thing that'll hopefully be shared at some point.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. A little tease for everybody. It's not what you think. Okay. So let's kind of keep going through. Again, we're getting these images from Toy Arc. So thank you to Toy Arc. We've got this X-Men animated Sabretooth, which is just gorgeous. We've got this Omega Red, which is also just, I mean, imagine having all of imagine having all these on display and like strangers come over. They're like, whoa, I didn't know you were in this kind of like situation.
Yeah, you get respect.
Ryan, people would look at you differently. They'd be like, I think Abby might be a doctor. She owns a Mondo Omega Red.
Literally.
Oh,
we got
my
to look
boy.
at
I could
the
operate.
the Wolverine exclusive. Look at the shading on the hair. God, is that amazing? Just really, really cool.
This is one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
And we've talked about it, like the difference. Like this is a different kind of 1/6 scale figure. This is not, part and parcel with a hot toy. Like this is the size of a hot toy, but this is a toy. This is an action figure. This is not that we love hot toys. I love everything they do in the realistic figures, but this is just something a little bit different. This is the most detail you're going to get in an action figure, while retaining all the same articulation and playability and displayability. Okay,
and the likeness for being on model, right?
They had the Man Bat, which was the exclusive available online. Again, just impressive. Takes up that whole display case.
Yeah, like just the fucking coolest. Everybody wants to hang out with that Man Bat.
I like that.
Don't you? Yeah.
Yeah. This is someone I want to have coffee with.
Yeah, fuck. I don't know. I'm just impressed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, God, I need this. I need this in my house.
Hang on. Should we show it?
Should we show it?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Well, that's what I was talking about earlier. Do you want to?
Yeah, okay.
Send it to me on Facebook real quick. And we'll do a little fun thing for you guys.
I know what you're talking about. It's fun.
Okay. I'll go through these again real quick. Trapjaw, PowerCon exclusive, really amazing. Then we have the Prince Adam, which was an SDCC exclusive. You get the alternate. We talked about all these a couple weeks ago. So Ryan, for the thing I'm about to share, give me the backstory here.
Okay, so I was not at San Diego.
Right.
As you know, sorry, I'm just looking. I'm trying to get I want to get the whole story that goes.
Get the whole story right. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Let's give it a little story time real quick, and we'll get back to Mondo.
All right. So I wanted to make sure I had his also Instagram correctly as well. So Alex Brewer, who is one of the sculptors at Mondo, he goes under Fan Plastic 4 on Instagram. So you can check out all his work and all the stuff that he has done. He then said, "Hey, Ryan, I know the rest of the YHS crew is seeing some pretty neat reveals at SDCC right now, but there's one exclusive they won't find at the show." And I was sent this. So this is your first look. This is our exclusive reveal on Toy Anxiety from Mondo.
All right, are we ready? What do we got? A little drum roll?
Yeah, put some music on.
Is there a drum roll?
It's dance pop. I don't have a drum roll.
Get that. All right, here it is. Never before seen. We turn it down a couple notches. Here it is. There it is.
Dole variant confirmed.
The Dole variant.
The figure we all needed.
Of the Wolverine figure. Confirmed. Mondo. Jeffrey's exclusive. Take a look at this.
Look at that cyborg. I'm pretty sure that's Jay's cyborg.
Yeah, it's so fucking cool.
Dolverine.
That's a great looking figure.
I mean, we got to figure out a way.
It really is.
We got to figure out a way to make this a reality. Now, there's one more image. Let me get the other one up here. To give everybody the full effect. This is so cool. This made my day when I saw it the other day. Check it out. See that, folks?
Oh
Ecto Glow Elite.
Ecto Glow Elite
incredible.
Ryan doll. Exclusive to the Jeffries.
Do you know what I need to go with this, though, Craig?
What's that?
I need Geek Dad Jabertooth.
That's the best. Okay. Should we explain for any audio listeners what we're looking at?
Oh, yeah, right. Explain to the audio listeners what we're looking at.
So this is the Mondo SDCC exclusive Logan from the X-Men 1/6 scale line.
Okay.
And except it doesn't have Logan's head, it has mine. And the likeness, I've never looked so cool.
Never loved myself more.
This is like Ryan after doing 2 hours of toy anxiety and then like just painting the town
Doing
red.
the Great Canadian Toy Hunt.
I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna go to Toys R Us and cut down some Black Series collectors. That's what
You're like ready to fight. I love this.
they're
God,
from
dude.
Tony Taylor, Mondo.
Oh,
That's great.
this is so good. Holy shit. Let's go to the comments here. Matt Hatter, if my Logan doesn't come with that, I want my money back.
Yeah.
Davey Sagar, now that Ryan can steal your wife.
You're fine. Yeah.
Real wife.
Speaking
stealing
of,
action.
Flashes should come with a toy bat ski boat.
You bet.
Still the best fucking. Anyways, wow, good stuff. Okay, real quick, let's get back to Mondo. So we had the Prince Adam there. God, there's a lot.
I like those soft goods tights that he's
They're
rocking
great.
too.
Mhm.
We've covered like 3 companies tonight.
I know.
We have the
We're
trap
almost
draw
at 2
here.
hours.
I
Yes,
know.
we are.
Abby, if any, if you need
Yeah,
to
I've
bail-
got to go turn the oven on, make a lasagna.
Yeah, what we're gonna do, guys, after Mondo is we're gonna take the conversation over to Extreme. So if you want to get in on that, make sure that you join us and are part of the YHS Patreon. Get access to the Discord, the official YHS Patreon, Instagram, and so much more. But we'll finish up with Mondo here. We have a look at the Panther with Skeletor. Really, really cool stuff. It's going to be a 1/6 scale. You know what? If you have the Battle Cat, get in on this.
Get
You
in.
need it.
Gorgeous, yeah.
It's not flocked for her pleasure, but it's a
Mhm.
beautiful looking toy.
Well,
If you need
this
flocked,
Skeletor is amazing.
get that Prince Adam, man. That
Yeah.
also, I love that Mondo embraces meme culture, so it does come with that
Sure.
the laughing head.
Mhm. Mhm.
Love it. That Magneto is great too.
Yeah, we did get a hands-on look at the Magneto, which was Comic-Con exclusive. Those things were flying off the shelf. So amazing figure. Maybe we'll be able to take a more detailed look next week. You never know.
Who knows?
And then Abby,
Yes.
check this out.
Serving.
Megan.
Megan, yes. I love Megan. Megan's just pure delight and just the most iconic, like new, what would you say? Just like
She's
a
an
villain?
icon.
Yeah, she's
an
awesome.
icon.
She's a horror icon. So yeah, it's really cool to see this. The soft goods are looking good, replicating that like kind of eerie, strangely fitting dress. And I love the second head that's available, like post face trauma. Very much like Chucky. Very cool. I loved seeing Megan.
NECA
This
also
has-
revealed a NECA Toonie Terror Megan. So Megan's coming, y'all.
You know what? I see when I look at this, I go, this is Abby at Dragon Con.
I
This
should
is
do that.
she should do this.
I should sachet.
Ryan, have you seen that movie, Megan? I think you'd like
No,
it.
because I kind of forgot about it.
It's awesome.
It's really fun.
It's really fun.
Okay, I'll watch it.
So Megan is gonna be there. Then we got another look at Magneto. Oh, check it out. Hey, want to hear something crazy?
Okay,
I've never seen They Live.
that doesn't surprise me. That's not crazy at all coming from you. If it was coming,
Should I watch it tonight?
or at least this week. I mean, I'm trying to think what's coming out this week for movies that you haven't seen yet. Have you seen-
Oppenheimer, we have to see.
Well,
Nope.
Oppenheimer, we're gonna see. Talk to Me comes out this week.
Yep.
Haunted Mansion comes out this week.
Mhm.
Turtles comes out next week. Lots of
I
good
think
stuff.
BC DeLorean and myself, we got sneak preview tickets this weekend for Turtles.
Ooh, congrats. Yeah.
Teenage
jealous.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay.
So,
Great likeness there, by the way.
Mhm.
Remember
Yeah,
earlier when
oh
I was
my
like,
gosh.
these are toys. We're not worried about human likeness. By the way, here's Roddy Piper. This is an amazing
Here's
likeness.
the human
Yeah.
version. Yeah.
I want a gold dust in this scale so they can have a parking lot brawl.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. If Mondo starts doing WWE 1/6 scale, we're done.
Dude.
We're done.
Done.
So just a couple more here. We'll finish out our look. We have He-Man there on Battle Cat.
Well, Why hasn't NECA done Hulk Hogan's Rock and Roll Wrestling figures? What's holding them back?
Because they don't care about you.
Oh,
they care about me.
I find that hard
NECA
to believe after
me
getting
more.
wrestling turtles. I'm pretty sure they care.
They care. They care. Well, listen, guys, we covered a lot of ground here, but we really didn't scratch the surface. I have a feeling this post Comic-Con conversation is going to be going on
Long time.
for a couple weeks here.
Right. Plus, we have to talk about Jada. We haven't talked about Street Fighter and their reveals. Right? They were a talk of the town as well. For those who were curious, I saw someone ask in the chat. Yes, Craig and I did get Evil Ryu's.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
We had to do some finagling, but we figured it out.
Mm-hmm. You had to get up super early.
Yeah, and it was a whole thing, but we'll at the end of the day, we're both going to have one, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Abigail, do you have any other thoughts on Comic-Con before we move over to Extreme Toy Anxiety?
Yeah, we've really only just scratched the surface, like just dipped our little toes in. I think there's a lot more that we can get into. I look forward to doing that with Jacob and whatever future guests join us. Also, I see people in the comments saying that Barbie came out, and obviously we saw that, and it was awesome. So, like I say, high recommendation, high praise. Check that out.
And if you're wondering when I'm going to be talking about Batman stuff, I'm going to be doing that tomorrow on Gotham City Tonight with Geek Dad Jay.
But if you tune into Extreme Toy Anxiety, you might get a preview because I need to get some Dole thoughts on a couple of these McFarlane reveals.
Absolutely. We'll get into it. All right. We'll see everybody on the other side.
All right.
Yeah.
Everybody join us for Extreme Toy Anxiety, and thank you once again to all of our friends who we got to hang out with at San Diego Comic-Con. Thank you so much for being here tonight, for making Toy Anxiety a fun, safe, hilarious, and successful environment for us to be
That
in.
actually means a lot. I love you guys.
Yeah, it's great.
You guys keep it cool.
Keep it cool.
Yeah.
And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, tell a friend. We'll see you next time. Join us in just 5 minutes for Extreme Toy Anxiety. And I want to make sure, did I get to all the super chats? Davey Sockrocker, seems like YHS needs a Rankin Bass Ultimate display. That's funny. And let's see, was there any more? Maybe Retro Cabal had one. No, I got to his. Okay, cool. So yeah, We'll see you guys next week. We'll see you on Extreme. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Don't forget to get the bikini tax and the bikini wax.
Sad Comics returns next week.
This is where the fun begins.
Happy birthday, Jake.
Hut Slayer confirmed.
You're welcome.
Drive safe.
Who's the big
Oh yeah,
guy
did we
with the
trend?
muscles?
Let me check.
Get us trending.
This is where the
Let
fun
me check for
begins.
trending.
Love you.
I think trending's a stretch, but there's a couple hashtags. So. All right, bye y'all.
There's a chance. Bye, y'all. Thanks for watching.